my opinion, anybody that loves to garden should make it a lifetime goal to come to Holland at least once to see all of the bulbs in full bloom. And if you're lucky enough to get here, you might be luckier still to meet somebody as special as Hein. Hein is one of only 15 people in the whole country that specializes in the hybridizing of Holland bulbs. Tell me a little bit about why you got into the business in the first place.
Well, if I was a young boy, I spent some money, my saving money, on some new varieties of tulips, and I thought there was good big money in it. So that's the reason that I start in the bulb business.
And in the end, was it true? Was there big money in the hybridizing of bulbs?
Sometimes there is some big money.
But it requires a little bit of patience, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
How do you decide what specimens you're going to choose for production?
We always look for different colors, better forms, multiflora tulips, more heads on one stem. That's our specialty. Lily flower tulips, a special shape of the flower.
To be in the business of hybridizing flower bulbs takes a great deal of patience. When you first fertilize a bulb, to the day that you actually see some flowers takes about how much time?
It takes about 6 years.
Really?
6 years.
And then from there, you're going to get into a production of certain of those plants. How long does that take?
Well, it takes about another 20 years.
So you're producing new plant material today for your grandchildren?
Yeah, that's right.
Really? You have to be a long-term thinker to be in this business, don't you? Hein, would you just show us what's involved in the hybridizing of tulips while we have this beautiful collection in front of us?
Well, I take the pollen from this variety, this white one, and put them on the orange colored one. So you get a crossing, and this is not a big flower, this is a small flower. Maybe you get a white one.
Would you show us how this works?
I open this white one, take the pollens from...
The pollen sac is on the end of the anther of every tulip flower.
Yeah, that's right.
And what are you going to do with that?
Put it on the stamen from the other one, from the orange one.
Yeah, which is the male, which is the female?
This is the male.
Yeah.
And this is the female. I put it on the female.
This is sex education 101.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And now the pistil will swell later in the season, produce some seed?
Yes. If you are lucky, you get 200 or 300 good seeds from one tulip. So
you would do this in the greenhouse, not in the field?
You can do it in the field too, but then you are not sure that there is not another pollen on this variety, you know.
That the bees perhaps have taken pollen from the orange and moved it over to this bicolored variety.
Yeah, that's right.
And otherwise, this stage, is there anything more to it?
No, you have to wait that it is swelling and the seeds are ripening, then it opens up and the seeds are coming out, and then you dry it and you sow it in the September, October.
And you'll end up with thousands of young seedlings. Now, of the thousands of young seedlings, you'll wait another 5-6 years for it to bloom. Out of that bed full of seedlings, what percentage might you hang on to and retrieve for future production?
Well, in the first selection, there are maybe 10 or 20% left over.
That you keep?
For the first selection, after the first selection.
Yeah.
And then you get a second and a third, or sometimes a fourth selection. And maybe from 1,000 seeds, if there is one left over.
Out of thousands. So it's a fraction of 1%.